In this video, we're going to create an app and we're going to configure Auth0 in Angular using the approach standalone components. So when the user clicks here in the login, we're going to open a pop-up like this, where you can personalize as you want. You can change the logo. If you want to log in with Twitter, with Facebook, you can configure that. In this case, I will put here continue with Google. Then I need to accept, here I am logging with my account. I will put here accept, and then we are going to be redirected to another page that we can access only to this page if you are authenticate. Here we have some data, and also you can log out. So also you can create a new user. You can go here to sign up and create a new user. For example, I will put Juan .Juan. I will put a password. I will put continued. I will accept, and here we are. We create a new user and we are logged with this user. I will go to Auth0. I will put one here. You can read the documentation, see which companies are using. But here, if you log in with your account, let's wait a little to here. This is the dashboard of Auth0. And here, if you go to authentication, no, here in users, you have information about these two logins that we did, which is the connection, the times that the users logins, and also you can configure roles and other things. Okay, if you think that the video it's going to be useful, don't forget to subscribe to the channels, ring the bell to stay in the loop when I release new videos. So let's start. I will create the Angular app from scratch, and we are going to use standalone components. That it is a feature introduced in the version 16, and now in the version 17 it is for default. I will create here a new folder. I call it Angular, and then I will open this window and I will move to this folder with the command cd. Okay, now we are in this folder. If you want to create a new project, you need to use the command ng new and then the name of the project, that it is going to be Auth0. I will press enter. Then which style sheet format would you like to use? I will choose SAS. Do you want to enable server-side rendering? I will put no. And then we need to wait a little, that we are downloading all of the packages that are necessary to build our app. Once that the install was finished, I will move to the folder that we create. I will put here dir, and I will move to the folder Auth0. Then if you want to open the Visual Studio Code, you simply need to run the command code dot, and we are going to open Visual Studio Code in the folder that we are right now. Okay, here is the project. I will open this. I will close this window and I will open a new terminal. I will go here, terminal, new terminal. And if you want to run the project and see if everything is working well, you need to use the command ngserve. I will press enter. Okay, now we need here, this message only appears one time, and would you like to share? You can put here yes or no, it doesn't matter. I will put yes in my case. And now we need to wait a little, and we are going to see if everything was installed correctly. If you want to open the project, you need to go to this link. I will open, and here I will open with here. Okay, and here it is our project. Okay, we have the first step done. Then we are going to install Bootstrap, but first I will go to the app component HTML and I will delete everything except the last line that it is router outlet, that we need this directive because we are going to move between components. Okay, here I will put hello. I will save the changes with Control S, and here we have hello. Okay. Now we are going to go to Bootstrap because I don't want to waste time with styles. I will go here, and we can install Bootstrap through npm, or also you can put this link in the HTML file. It's better, this approach is better. So I will copy that, and then I will go back to the project. I will stop the project with Control C, and then I'm going to install Bootstrap. Okay, now we need to wait a little, and then we need to do an extra step if we want to use Bootstrap. Here, as you can see, if we go to the packet.json, here in the dependencies we have Bootstrap installed, but if we run the project again, Bootstrap is not going to work because we need to do an extra step. Here, as you can see, here, okay, hello has this style, but if we do this step, we need to import the Bootstrap, this file. I will copy this one. I will go to there is a few ways. You can copy this and go to the style CSS and copy this, and it's going to work. And also you can configure Bootstrap putting putting the style here in the style here and here. It's the same. Okay, so now if we go back to the project, you can see that the styles of this text was changed and Bootstrap is working well. Okay, so now we are going to create, our app is going to have only two components. So I will create the two components. I will create a new folder. In this case, I will call it components or pages. You can call components or page. It's the same in this project. And then I will create two components. So I will, if you don't want to stop the project, you can put here in this icon, and I will create the components. In order to create the components with the Angular CLI, you need to use the command ng she of generate seed the component, and then we need to say where we want to create the component. In our case, in the folder components, and the name of the component, it's going to be welcome. It's going to be one component. And okay, we have here the component, and the other component that we are going to use is dashboard. Welcome is going to have only a text and a button, and when you click to the button, you need to log in. And this another component, dashboard, is we are going to use to show the information when the user is logged. Okay, so now we need to do some configuration here in the routes. So I will add some objects here, and I will say, okay, when the path is welcome, I want to render the component welcome component. Okay, and I will copy this line one time, and I will say, okay, and when the path is dashboard, I want to render the component dashboard component. I will save the changes. I will execute again we are executing the project. I will go again, and now if we refresh, we have this hello, that it is part of this line. I will remove this line, and now nothing is happening. But if we put here, for example, dashboard, we are rendered dashboard, we are rendered correctly this component, and if you put welcome, we are rendering correct this another component. But what happens if we put the URL without any more information, we have this one. But we can configure here in the routes. We can say, okay, we can say if the path is empty, I want to redirect to welcome, and also the path match strategy, I want to should be full. But if you put full or prefix, it's the same. In this case, you can put here and read what is the difference, but in this case, it doesn't matter if you put a full or prefix. Okay, so now if we save the changes, and as you can see now, I'm putting here this URL, and we are automatically redirected to this component. But what happens if we put a URL that doesn't exist? Here we have an error if we open the console. And here we have two approaches. One approach could be, okay, we can create a component that says this component doesn't exist, or maybe we can redirect this, in this case, to some page. In our case, I will say, okay, when the path is here, it is, we have a wildcard in Angular that it is this. If our URL doesn't match with anything, I want to redirect to welcome, to this one. So now you can see, if I put something that doesn't match with anything, we are redirected to welcome. Okay, we have also the routes configured. The third step that we are going to do is do some styles. So let's go to Bootstrap again. I will open here this tab example, and I want to go here, maybe heroes, and I will copy this. I will do right click in inspect. I will see which is the HTML of this, and it is this div. So I can copy that. I can put right click, copy element, and then I will go back to our project. I will go back to welcome component, and here in the HTML file I can copy this code, and I will save the change. And if we go back to our page, we have this code. So let's go to the HTML code, and here we have this image that this one that locally we don't have any image. If you want to add, it's okay, but in our case I will delete. Here in this title here I will put Auth0 login, or login Auth0, the same. I want to have only one button. The second button I will delete, and here I will put login, and here we can put any text that we want. So we can put in this text something like I don't know, we can put this is an app, this is an application to do user authentication using Auth0. Okay, I will save the change. I will go back to our app, and here we have this one. Okay, so but maybe we need to put here a logo. So I will copy this one. I want to I will do that. I will copy this. I will go back here, and I will search for this image. I will copy this one, copy element, and I will put here the image, because I want to put an image here. So let's go to Google and put Auth0 PNG. Let's go to the image, and this icon we're going to put. So I will put right click, copy image address. I will put here to see how it look like, and we are going to put this image. Okay, so I will copy that. I will go back to our project, and here in this property, I will copy this one. Okay, it's okay. I will save the change. I will go to the project, and here we have the icon. But here I have some. No, this URL is too. Well, it's okay. Maybe you should put another. You need to search for another image. Maybe. Let me check this one. No, it's the same. This one. Okay, doesn't care. But we have one problem here, that we have some properties here that the height, I will put here in height something like 70, and here we have the image a little higher. Okay, we have this component done. Then we need to work a little in the component of the dashboard. Or maybe not, it's going to be better if first we configure Auth0. So I will go to the site official of Auth0 here, and you need to log in. You can do click here in login. I will put you can log it in these different ways. In my case, I will log in with this account of Google. Sorry, I will put another account, this one. I will copy this one and this one. Okay, I will go again to Auth0, and I will put here login. Okay, let's wait a little. Okay, now if it is the first time that you are going to log in, it's you are going to have another screens, but then you are going to access to this screen. Okay, so once you are sign in Auth0, then you need to go here to applications, and we need to create a new application. We need to do click here in create application, and here we need to put a name. In our case, I will put Auth0, and in our case, we are configuring Auth0 for Angular, but also you can use, of course, React Vue, or if you are working with iOS, with Ionic, I don't know, you can put here in native. I mean, Ionic is not native, I know, but also if you want to configure Auth0 in the backend, you should select this option. But in our case, we need to select the option singlet based application because we are using Angular. I will put here create, and it is super easy the install. Here we need to choose which framework we are using. In our case is Angular, and here we have a quick start for Angular that it is super easy. Okay, here we have different tabs. This quick start tell us what we need to do, and here in the setting we need to do some configuration, but it is very easy. So let's go to quick start, and I will go a little down, and first we need to configure callbacks URL. What this mean? Okay, now we are going to, when the user is going to click here, then the user is going to put the user, and then we need to configure here the callback. This means which is the component of which is the URL that we need to be redirected when the user is logging, and also the logout. In our case, we are going to use this URL, but maybe you want to put here something like that. Okay, when the user log out, I want to go to this URL. But keep in mind this if you want to do some specific configuration in your app. So I will copy this one, that it is our port, this one, and I will go to here to settings, and we need to configure this in a few places. Okay, here you can change the logo of the application if you want. When you are in the pop-up of the login, you can do a lot of things here. You can read the documentation and see, and it is super personalized. You can personalize a lot. So here the application, here in allow callbacks URL, I will put this. Also I will put this when the user is logged out. Here también allowed web origins, and also I will put that in the course. In these 4 places you need to put localhost 4200. Okay, so I will save the change and I will go back to the documentation. I will put again save changes, and then okay, we have the first step configure, that it is configure the callbacks, these callbacks, and then we need to install this package in our project. So I will copy this one, I will go back to our project, I will stop the project, and I will install this package. Okay, now we need to wait a little. Okay, so and then when the install is finished, we need to do some modification here in this file. We need to add this data. So now, okay, it was finished. Here in the package.json, as you can see here, this package was installed correctly. And so now we need to go to the main TS, to this file, and here they tell us that we need to add something in providers. But here in this version of Angular, that it is 17 in this moment, if you come from the future, maybe it's another thing, but it is the same, you know. Here we need to go to the app config, and we need to do, I will copy this and I will add this one here. I will put this, I will put that, and this is our configuration, and you need to import this module. You can put control dot, and I will import this one, and we have configure auth0. Okay, so we can continue. So then if you want to open the pop-up, you need to, here we have an example, and say, okay, when the user click in this, we are injecting this service, and when the user clicks in this button, we are executing this method, and the pop-up should appear. So what we need to do, I will copy this service, I will go back to our project, I will go to the welcome component here in the TS, I will create a constructor, and I will inject this service. I will import this service, and then so okay, let's do this. We are going to do a little different, and I will say, okay, when the user clicks in the button, this button login, I will use here event binding. This is the syntax. When the user do click, I will execute one method that I will call it login, and I need to create this method here. I will put here login, and here when the user do login, I will access to this instance. I will put this instance as a private. If you put public, you can access to this instance in the HTML file, but if you put as a private, you only can access in the TS or JavaScript file. So when the user do login, we need to here we have login with pop-up pop-up, and also we have login with redirect. In this case, I will put login with redirect. So now, if we save the change and everything is okay, let's see what happened. I will open again our project. Let's wait a little. Okay, it is building. So okay, let's refresh again the page, and now if we click here in login, we are redirecting to here, and you can create a new, you can sign up, or also you can log in with Google. If you want to configure another type of login like Facebook, like if you want to log in with Twitter, you can configure with Auth0. This is the default configuration. Well, okay, now I will click here and I will accept, and now we are authenticate, but we need to do a little more. Okay, we have this one. Well, here is the example that we did, and then here, as you can see, there is one object, that one observer that tells us if the user is authenticate or not. So what we can do with that? Now, when the user is authenticate, we are returning to this page, but also you can go to another page, but we need to check if the user is authenticate or not. Okay, now that the user is come back to this component, also we can configure that the user, when the user does the login, we can be redirected to the dashboard, but in this case we are here. I will use the hook ng on init. This is a one method that it is execute when we are creating a new instance of the component. And so here I can say, okay, we have here, I don't remember the name, here is authenticate, that it is an observable. So if it is an observable, we can subscribe to it. So I will use this method, and then we need to execute a function, in this case an arrow function that receives one parameter. In this case I will call the parameter is authenticated. I will open here the body, and we can ask, okay, if this variable or property that the function is receiving is true, I want to redirect this user to the other component that it is this dashboard. Here we need to, if you want to redirect between components through the TS file, we need to inject one class. I will call it router, and the class is router. This class that we have here. So now I can use this instance, and I can use the method navigate, and here between square brackets I can put which is the route that we want to redirect. In this case I will redirect the user to the dashboard. So now if I save the change and we go back to here, I will refresh here, and the user is authenticate, so we are being redirected to the dashboard. Okay, so you can put you can debug this. You can go to the console, you can go to the sources, you can go to the crc app components. Here we have welcome, and here you can put and see if it's true or not this one. As you can see, we are here, and here now, sorry, I will do this again. Here it was, here we have the observer, this is true. So here we are, Angular tries to render this component, but we are being redirected to the dashboard because the observable is true. So, okay. Now I want to do something when the user is authenticate. So let's go again to Bootstrap. Let's go here. I will go to the examples, and here I will go to headers, and I want to put here this header that we have here. So I will inspect the code. I will search for this code that it is this div. I will copy this code, copy element. I will go back to the component dashboard and I will copy that here in the HTML file. So I will save the change, and here we have this dashboard that the user is going to access when the user is authenticate. Okay, so here I will delete this button, and this button we are going to use to log out. So I will delete this one. I will put here log out, and if you go back to the documentation, you see that here you can log out where. Okay, here with this method we can log out the user. So let's go back to the project, and I will say, okay, when the user click in this button, I will execute the method logout. I will create this method, and I need to inject the service. I will create the constructor. The variable it's going to be private. I will call it out, and the service is this one, out service. So I will go to this instance and I will use the method this method of logout. So let me think if we need to do something else. I will save the change. I will go back. I will refresh, and now if you press here in the logout button, nothing happened because I need to save also this file. And now if I press here, we are redirected to here. Okay, so then we need to do one step more, that if you go back to the documentation, when the user is login, we have information to show the user about the user, or if you want to do something specific. Okay, so I will log in again with my account. Here we are login. If we refresh, we are here in the dashboard because the user is login. And I will go back to the documentation, and here we can show user profile information. So I will copy this one. I will go back to the project, and here I can put this one below the header. If I save the change, and what is happening here? Enshift. Okay. Okay, we are using, let me check something. Let's go here. Okay, we are using Enshift. So with the standalone component, if you want to use the Enshift, you will need to import here in the imports one module that it is common module. Let me check. Auth0. Auth0. It's if you want to access to this variable that we have here, you need to put here as a public. Let me check again. And now everything is working. If you want to show more information here in the HTML, you can put here. Sorry, I can do something like that. Let's create a div. I will put this line in this div, and I will put this one inside the div. I will cut that. I will paste here. I will format the code, and here I will put. You can put I don't know, a paragraph, and here you can put string. You can see more information of this object user. I will copy this one. I will put here. Okay, you need to use the pipe as JSON. And here it is all the information that you can show with this user. Okay, to finish with this application, also I want to show you something more. I am going to log out. I am going to log in. You can register a new user. For example, I will put here. I will put here Juan. I will put a password. I will put what is. I will put a password. I will accept, and now I am logging with another user, and where we have this information, you can go here to user management, users. Here you can see everything about the user with how many times the user logins, with which type of connection. Here you can delete the user, assign roles. You can do a lot of things with Auth0. Okay, this is the app. If you like the video and it was useful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channels, and ring the bell to stay in the loop when I release new videos. Goodbye.